Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope that many of you are have started your weekend. Hopefully, maybe not. But maybe you're just relaxing and eating lunch and you want to ask an immigration question, right? So that's kind of why I'm here. I actually only have a few minutes today, but I wanted to kind of go through for you and for other people that might be wondering um, what it's like to have a consultation, right? So, what is it like to have a consultation with our law firm? What is a consultation? That might be really foreign to some people. If you don't know, if you've never worked with a lawyer before, you might not know what exactly is an immigration consultation. And let me walk you through kind of what it might look like at our firm. Okay, so if you call our office, and you can call right now, we are open and we are scheduling. All right, so you can call right now if you want. We're open and we're scheduling. And what a consultation is, is so sorry, let me back up. You can call our office and you'll talk to my assistant, and she will get you on the calendar for a consultation. So you're scheduled for 30 minutes and you can ask all of your questions during that time, right? So when you talk to her, what will happen is she will ask you if you prefer by phone, by Zoom, or in person. And those are the different options. So Zoom is obviously video conference like this, and by phone, obviously no explanation needed there. And we're located near Washington, D.C. If anyone wants to come down and have an in-person consultation, we accommodate that as well. So we can schedule that for you. If you're in the area, obviously you can, we can do it same day. But if you need to schedule a few days or even weeks in kind of ahead, we can do that as well. All right. So basically, you call and you schedule and you let her know what your preference is. You want to do it by phone, you want to do it by Zoom, or you want to do it in person. She will also ask you what your immigration issue is, right? She'll ask you, what is your immigration issue, your immigration questions? What do you want to talk about at the consultation? This is helpful. Be clear and complete. It doesn't have to have every detail, but if you can be as clear as possible, then we'll be able to conduct any research that we might need to do before we meet with you. Most of the time, we don't need to really do that much research because we handle all types of immigration cases, and I have significant experience in immigration cases, employment-based, family-based, humanitarian cases. So most of the time, there's not anything particular required. However, sometimes it's helpful to know your question so we can review it. And if it's something we haven't handled before, or there's something different in the law for that kind of thing that might have just recently changed, we might want to brush up on it and speak with you about that. Right. And so now we're really familiar with, for example, all of the Afghan special immigrant visas. So we're really familiar with that. But that was something that we had to kind of research recently before we were able to do the consultation. So that's an example. We're also doing a lot of humanitarian parole cases for Afghan victims. So for people in Afghanistan. So that is something different that we were able to kind of research the law and kind of go through the steps needed. So when we have the consultation, we can give you the most up-to-date information. Okay, so my advice is, be descriptive. You don't have to have every single detail when you talk to my assistant Ara, who's here on standby if you want to call and schedule a consultation. All right, so she'll schedule that for you. You'll tell her exactly what kind of, how you want to have it, right? Phone, Zoom, or in person. Again, we're right outside of DC, so you might you may prefer Zoom if you're located somewhere else. If you're located somewhere else, not in the DC area. Okay, so Zoom or phone. And some of our clients are international also, so feel free to to call us if you are located outside of the DC area, anywhere in the US, or also international as well. Okay, so then when we get to the consultation, so it'll be with me. I'm the only attorney with our law firm. We have kind of a large team. It's pretty small. Well, I don't know. We're a small firm, I guess. We have 7 people right now that work with the firm, but I'm the only attorney, and all of the consultations are done with me. So you can expect to talk to me either in person, Zoom, or phone. Okay, so we get to the consultation, and then we provide all I need from you is pretty much what your immigration goals are. So if you want to get a green card, if you want to get a visa, if you want to sponsor somebody, all of that. And then essentially kind of the immigration history. I don't even need too much detail, but approximately when did that person come in? If something is based on marriage, we want to have an approximate idea of the marriage date. But for the most part, this is really important. People wait to schedule their consultations. They wait because they want to gather all their documents before they meet with me. For the most part, you do not need any documents for a consultation. You almost don't need any documents for a consultation, right? If you are putting together documents, then you need something more than a consultation, okay? And for our firm to start with us, we need to speak with you, figure out what your immigration goals are, give you an idea of what we can do for you, and then you decide to move forward with us if you want, right? So some people call us and they're, for example, this is one of our most common case types. They're married to U.S. citizens or green card holders, and they want to have a green card, but their spouse won't help them. Okay, so what can they do? So we can go through kind of different options, right? With different options for them. So on Zoom, for example, I will share my screen and we will go through step by step what each step might look like until you would get a green card. Okay, we also go through and outline all of the costs involved, our costs, government costs, and any other costs, fingerprinting, things like that. All right, so we can give you a full picture of what that case would look like. We also talk to you about requirements and timelines, all of that as well, and give you an idea of the types of documents that might be required. So that on Zoom, I will share my screen. In person, we'll give you a folder, a lovely folder, and it will have all of that information there for you, including the cost, as well as the step-by-step process, right? And if you wanted to leave and go ahead and handle it yourself, you're more than welcome to do that too. So it's very informative to have that. Okay, if you do it by phone, what I will do is kind of the same thing. So I can talk you through it, and I can email it to you or text it to you, those documents that I'm looking at it at the same time. Sometimes people are not able to open it if you're not savvy with phone, or I'm sorry, if you're not savvy with your email, they might not be able to open it. But I usually am able to describe fully all of our different steps and all of the fees that are involved. And if they have questions, they give us a call back and we're able to talk them through it. All right, so that is kind of what a consultation with our firm would look like. Many times people want to think about it. But often there's so many cases where people just sign on at the end of the consultation. So if you wanted to move forward with our firm, we would then send you a contract, we would take your fees, and that's what the end of the consultation, and you would become a client of the firm, and we would start that process. So we would start that process with you and start the process of preparing your application. So it's all pretty organized. We try to be very organized with our firm. And so you would have a really good sense of everything involved in working with us. Okay. If you don't know me, if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney and I practice right outside of Washington, D.C. Where we are located is called Arlington, Virginia. We can represent you though, no matter where you are located, right? We can represent you no matter where you are located. You could be anywhere in the world and our firm can handle your case. Another question I get is, how is it hard to change lawyers? I already filed with somebody, but now I want to do something else, or I need help with checking on the status of my application or expediting my case, right? So what can happen there? So how do I do that? So many times people decide that that they want to move their case to us and we help you transition the case. So most often you can. If you've already filed something and there's no work to be done, I'm going to tell you, you probably don't really want me to, there's nothing that you need me to do, right? If the case has already been filed and everything is going according to that timeline, there's nothing that you would need to hire us for. Some people just want us because they feel comfortable and confident that we're able to take care of them. We've been practicing immigration for a very long time. But if you don't have anything else that you need, then you probably don't need us. However, I can, a consultation might still be helpful so you can understand the timelines and the next steps, which sometimes some lawyers don't have the practice of providing, right? So we do provide all of the next steps. We can go through the timeline. We can clarify things for you because we all know immigration law is super confusing. So that's what to expect in terms of a consultation with us. Let's see. Thank you for all the compliments here on TikTok. Sam Prem is saying, thank you for doing this as a job. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love immigration. And my story too is I'm an immigrant myself. I was born in Goa in India. And I immigrated to the US as a green card holder when I was 8 years old with my family. And I've had so many opportunities because of that. And so I really am passionate about immigration and helping others get status in the US, and also making the process simpler because it is so complicated. It is so complicated even for people that are super educated. If you're not familiar with the forms or the requirements, it's really hard to understand. So my whole goal is to make it as fast as possible for you, but also, to get you kind of the status, the goal that you want. If I could make everyone a green card holder, I would do it in an instant. But of course, that's not always possible. But if that is your goal, we can certainly talk you through that as well. All right. Great. Well, it's wonderful to see so many of you, and thank you for all of the compliments. I look forward to hearing from some of you. Just as a heads up, our office next week is going to be closed Thursday and Friday, right? But we are open in the beginning of the week. You can call us now. I would say call us now to get on the calendar for next week if you want to have a consultation. Monday or Tuesday next week would be best. Okay, call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to all of you. And I hope to meet some of you at a consultation. Okay, thanks so much. Bye. Have a good weekend.